Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Rangers, and I'm here to talk about Game 5 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinals, where the Rangers lose 4-0 to the New Jersey Devils. And I started the video with me walking over here, and I wanted that to be very specific, right? Because usually I use my Apple Watch to start the recording and to stop recording, because I always do, little minute increments that I splice together to make a video. That's how I do it, by the way, in case you were ever wondering. And we're not doing that. This is a true honest-to-God one-taker. There is not a second take. If I stumble, I don't care. Because Game 5, Devils 4-0. That was coming off of two games that were pretty freaking terrible for the New York Rangers. That is one of the worst games I've ever had the displeasure to witness as a Rangers fan. That game and games 3 through 5 now are pathetic excuses for a team that was supposed to be a Stanley Cup contender. And if you want a very analytical video that's going to be professional and mature about it, The Athletic has good stuff. I don't know if they do hockey. And ESPN probably will have a nice little write-up. I'm sure there's a couple people on Twitter that you can go to. This isn't that. This is me as a fan, because that's what I am, is a fan of this team, being upset, being disgusted by the fact that, again, you lose last year to Tampa in 6. Take a 2-0 series lead in that game. And when the Rangers had the 2-0 lead, a lot of people said, hey, they blew it to Tampa. And I said, oh, no. This is different. It's different. Because Tampa is a better team than the Devils are. And I still maintain that fact. They are. That Tampa team was better. But it's different. Because the Rangers win the first two games in Madison Square Garden and then go to Tampa. Right? It's different this time. They win the first two games on the road and then go to Madison Square Garden. Different. And on top of that, they're not tired this time. They were gassed against Tampa. Tampa knew how to pace themselves. The Rangers didn't. They're well rested. And the first two wins against Tampa weren't particularly convincing wins. They were wins, and it was great. I was happy to get those wins. But they weren't domination. They weren't beating them under the table like they were against the Devils in games 1 and 2. And on top of that, I look around the Tampa group, and I look around the Devils group, and this is not to knock them because, hey, they're about to eliminate the Rangers. I said, hey, the Tampa Bay Lightning have the personnel to mentally come back from that. I was unsure a young team like the Devils would. I was unsure. And Devils fans, congratulations to you guys. I'm not even going to diss or do anything. I said in game 3 and 4, hey, those were more so the Rangers not playing well. The Rangers shot themselves in the foot. The Rangers couldn't get out of their own way. And I still maintain that. And while I do still truly believe that tonight's game was the Rangers not being able to go on a scavenger hunt and find a flying shit to give, the Devils totally outplayed the Rangers. And more than that, they won it more. This is, even beyond a personnel thing, this is a mentality thing. This is an effort thing. And how on God's earth is it an effort thing? How is the problem with this team finding the effort? This is the majority. I would say a solid 70% of this team was here last year when they lost 4 straight against Tampa to get eliminated after taking a 2-0 lead. How? How do you then be gifted the opportunity to atone for your sins, to atone for your past transgressions, and not bury them? You had it. How do you not bury them? I don't have, the only person on this team that cares is Shesterkin. Do you know how hard it is to make the goalie yell at the team like that? Like he did? Makes an incredible save. Unreal glove save. Throws it at the team, skates over to the bench and barks at him. Do you know how impossible it is to make a goalie do that? And on top of that, do you know how impossible it is to make a goalie do that and the goalie be right? Do you know how good that goalie has to be playing? How sure of themselves they have to be to do that? And he was in the right. Hey, look at that. The mic cut out halfway through the recording, and I only realized that after I was all done with it. So not only am I already upset at the Rangers, and then on top of that, now the mic didn't work, and I have to re-record part of the video, I'm also a liar. Thanks, Rangers and Mike. Ugh. And after the game, right? Because you hope Shesterkin yelling sense into them, clowning on them, which again, deserved. You hope that's the shock, and somehow they find a way to win Game 6 and 7. Because again, despite all of this, I love the team, and I want them more than anything to win, and just win the cup, and like, if the Rangers won 14 games in a row from here on out, I would ascend to the heavens and be just so happy. I want that. I want the Rangers to win. That's not a question. That shouldn't be the question. I'm just not going to lie to myself and all of you and say that it's still going to happen, even though now they have completely wet the bed in 3 straight games and looked terrible. And worse than that, just uninspired and uncaring about it. But, right after the game, Chris Kreider says some great things. Talk some sense into him, talking about how they got to wake up and get it together, and it's not. Here's the thing. That's great, and I'm happy he said those things because they need to be said. Words are hollow. And because they said words after the games last season. After Game 4 in Tampa and Game 5 and then Game 6, they said the word. They said the right things. And they lost. And it didn't matter. They said words after Game 3. And how they can't... They said them after Game 2. Like, oh, you can't get complacent. Said them after 3. Said them after 4. Now they're saying them after 5. And that's great. You're saying the proper words that you're supposed to say after you have embarrassing defeats like you have experienced. But until the team wearing this jersey goes out there and proves to me that they're more than just hollow words thrown into the ether, that's all they are. Until the effort is there, I don't care what they said. I just don't. Your words are as cheap as salt. Go win a game. Go win 2. And then try to win another 12 after that. But right now, just try to go win on Saturday and force a Game 7. And we'll talk about what we do from there. Then we'll discuss it. But it's just insane. And I'll say it, I think I already said it, because I believe it was early in the video, about the Devils as a whole. You know, they actually played like they wanted it. Good for them. Schmid, man, what a story. Shutout in his 3rd playoff game. Young rookie goaltender, if I'm not mistaken. Good for him. I mean, good for him. That's a cool story. He looked great tonight. The Kakko save was when I knew it was over. That was when I just knew that the Rangers were losing. That was such a good save off of Kakko. Schmid looked great. Good for him. Even though I'm so bittered, good for him. So Game 6 is on Saturday at 8 o'clock. Please go force the Game 7. That's all I'm asking. I know I said just win or lose, do whatever you're going to do in 6. I really don't want you to lose. I really want the team to win. And so I guess I will deal with the Game 7. But please, get there first. I'll be here afterwards to talk about it. As for right now, that's all I have. So if you enjoyed the video, somehow, maybe you're a masochist, maybe you're a Devils fan, and you enjoyed listening to me sulk. In which case, you should stick around, because there might be more of that, either in Game 6 or 7, who's to say. You should stick around. You should like and subscribe. But until then, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Rangers.